Hey guys, it's Ken here. Well, it's a little different start to the year, a little unexpected. I'll go through a little bit of the syllabus and won't take too much of your time. I know Leon went through a few little things with you guys regarding doing assignments and things like that. But I think most of you guys actually are pretty decent on Blackboard. But I'll kind of run through a little bit of kind of what I'm looking for from you guys and what we'll do. So let's get it rolling. I will be. I put down my email obviously in the syllabus, which is typical of what I normally do, and you have my phone number as well. If something happens where you get ill or there's some issue, I'll probably notice it just simply because you probably won't be doing your homework. So I'll be kind of keeping an eye on emails and communication with you guys just so I know if something is going on. So I'll be checking those regularly. Email is without a doubt the best probably way to get a hold of me, but certainly people can call me, but I probably won't be in my office a whole heck of a lot. I might be working from my home, or I might be working from other locations that keeps me away from everybody. So just to give you a little bit of an idea on the 128 class, primarily what we've done, and this year is a little bit different than last year. What we did this year was we had, I went through a bunch of the combustion type things early on and got those types of activities in, and then basically put the black iron piping off a little bit until this particular class, which is one of the things that will be probably one of our projects we'll have to do when we first get back next fall, is to finish that up. So we'll have some of the stuff done, but some of it we'll have to have you guys do. So primarily let's talk a little bit about what we'll do. So one of the things that we'll be getting into a little bit is essentially I'll go through the sizing of gas pipe systems for this particular class, and focus it more on the application and the sizing and of those things related to sizing a gas piping system. And I'll go through a few different types of scenarios, which will be really neat. It's typical things that I normally would do in when I have you guys here in class. So this is really no downfall other than I'm not going to be right in front of you. So and you're not going to be able to do some of the piping, the actual physical piping in here. So that's kind of one thing. So I'll go through some of that. You'll see some things put in most likely either Wednesday or Tuesday. I'll have things in already. I've got quite a few things already prepared for you guys. Just got to make them available. So that's one of the things that we'll hit up onto. We'll also be getting into the venting basics, things like that, like sizing a vent system. And that's going to be primarily focused on B-vent systems. So all of these first two modules that we'll be dealing with are going to be all using the code book, as well as a little bit in the textbook. So there's one of your modules from Pearson is actually called gas furnace installation, and they do talk a little bit about venting, and they talk about gas pipe sizing and those types of things in there very minimally. So, but that's one of the things we'll get into. We'll also get into gas and oil burner servicing, and that'll be another module. So there's about 3 modules there, and then we'll get into a little bit of just some of the what do you do for burner servicing, how do the control systems work on oil burners, those types of things. So we'll get into some of those things. So that's primarily the semester, this course. So let's talk a little bit about the online structure. So I modified things just a slight amount from maybe what you had in Leon's class, if you happen to have Leon for your other class as well, which I would assume most of you do. But the only thing that I'm looking for from you guys primarily is, make sure you can get your work done. Just check in, if I just notice that, hey, the guy, if you go on the Blackboard and you just check and see if there is things that are due, deadlines, whatever it might be, just keep an eye on there. If I see that you guys checked in on Blackboard, I'm going to kind of count it as you're kind of being involved. You're kind of being active in the class a little bit. But obviously that doesn't I'm still mainly looking for you guys to do just get your assignments done, and that's primarily the big thing on there, and that's really just for kind of employability type skills and that. So nothing major in there. I'll have all of your activities in Blackboard just like we normally would. Do all those types of things. You'll have your deadlines, all your due dates, all those types of things. You just got to keep an eye on those and make sure you do your assignment submissions. Nothing too fancy. The normal things I'll put in Blackboard. Everything will be in a zip folder. I'll also have some YouTube links that I'll likely set up in. I haven't done those before, so it's kind of a new thing for me. But I'm going to try to create some videos just like I'm doing to this one. And if you're seeing this, you probably figured out, and I figured out how to do it. So, but I'm going to add that and upload it as a YouTube video. The beauty of that is it provides you a lot of flexibility. You guys can see things when you want, when it's convenient for you. So it should be all good. So just keep an eye on those types of things. That's the main thing. There's some times where I might be doing this as a PDF, and there's times when I might do a lecture with a PowerPoint. And either way, you'll have access to those things as well. Okay, so obviously we have a definitive meeting time with Tuesdays and Thursdays. That's the scheduled class times, but obviously it's an online thing. So there's really not a set time where you've got to be on there, but those are the normal days. So just if you check in and you're keeping up on it, I'm going to be pretty good on the employability type skills on there. So not a major deal. So what do you need for books? So the main thing that you're going to be obviously using it for the first few modules, first couple, is going to be the National Fuel Gas Code Book, and that's going to be one of them. Your combustion analysis and fuel efficiency textbook would primarily only be used when we look at some of the oil type things, and that I won't be using as much in this particular class. Your Fundamentals of HVAC third book, but the MyLab, that one will also be used for quite a few modules actually in this one, especially the oil, so that you guys will be into. All right, so additionally, let's see, this I don't think I have to tell you guys about at all. All right, academic coaching. I don't know how the heck the school is doing the academic coaching, but there is, if something, you run into an issue with something, I don't anticipate that's a need for you guys, but just make sure you let us know and see if there's something going on that we can help you with. So that's primarily going to fall on me. So let's talk about some of the competencies. So I'm certainly looking for you guys to be able to identify, at least to understand some of the safety guidelines when you're working with different systems. And I'll be, when I do demonstrations, I will be following those same types of guidelines as to, and maybe talk about some of those things that I think about when I'm servicing types of things. So that's all good. I talked about determining sizing of gas systems. Talked about, you should understand what the product's combustions, would be. A lot of these it's kind of a big long list of competencies that are embedded into the modules. So nothing real fancy in there. So I'll move on to there. Employability skills, all those are the normal things that you guys will be dealing with. None of this has any changes at all. Technology, obviously you need to use it. I put a little note in there for you guys in case you weren't paying attention today, is that make sure you're using your iPad for your good use. So appreciate that. All right, so attendance and participation. So I chatted about this just a little bit ago about the way I'm going to kind of track attendance, and it's purely for the sake of I want to see you guys succeed. I want to see you do well. So I'm looking for you guys to really just kind of check in. If you log into Blackboard, I'll know it. This guy checked in on this such and such a date. That's really what I'm looking for. So I don't want you to just say, here, I'm only going to look at this class once a week. I'd rather you kind of stay on top of things, and that's primarily. So, and obviously you guys can get all those types of things done and that's all good. You don't have to log in at 7:30 in the morning. If you do it if I see that you're just regularly checking in, I'm gonna call her all good. So that's all fine. So that's the main thing. We got a short semester, so obviously we lost a week. So not a big deal. In fact, with being that it's an online class, it's probably going to go. Things will go probably quite a bit faster, I would say, for a lot of you guys. So, and you might even like it for the fact that you might get a few extra work hours in for some of you guys. So that's primarily about it. As far as the point system on the class and those types of things, I don't totally know how many points I'm going to have in there. I just kind of glanced over a lot of the things and I thought, well, probably going to have around 400 points or so with this tests and Pearson stuff, but that was really kind of a guess on there. And then the labs and assignments, I just threw 100 points in for assignments, depending on how I set this up. And then so that number could really vary a lot. So anyways, like I said, my goal is that I can get you guys competent in some of these areas, and I think it's very doable. We should easily be able to do that. In your Blackboard system, there is going to be that MyLab portion, and that'll be the way you guys will access your skills in that area for the Pearson content. So I'll just buzz over to that area. I just tapped into Blackboard, which I'll be working on. Whoops. And so right down in the MyLab portion on the lower left, in that middle section, I'm going to tap on that. And you'll see those are the 3 links that you guys will be able to use in there. And then you'll be able to pop right into the book from there. All right. And so moving on to there. So just keep an eye on those types of things. That'll be great. Same grading skills all. And then I just kind of quickly figured out in this particular class, roughly about the time that would probably spend in there. And that could vary a little bit depending on how I kind of see things rolling here. But I figured we'd spend the first couple weeks going through the sizing examples. And then we'll get into the vent system fundamentals and sizing for the next couple of classes, couple weeks. We got, so gas piping, venting, sizing, and fundamentals, the burner fundamentals and service, and that'll be, I'll kind of probably be somewhat minimal on those things. I'll cut them back a little bit, and then we'll get into some of the oil burner servicing and what things are at a minimal level on those things that you have to do. So, and that should be, that'll be pretty much the end. So that'll get us right up to the end. So it should be all good. All right, so your first assignment, that'll be Tuesday's assignment, is there's a short little 10-question syllabus test that I'd like you guys to do. And just get that one done. It's 10 points. You'll see everything in there that you'll need to do. Just might be helpful to have your syllabus handy when you answer the questions on there. So it should be good. Otherwise, I look forward to working with you guys in this alternative method that is new to me. I haven't done this before, so I hope it's a great semester for everybody. So be sure to communicate with me if you have any issues or problems. So thanks much, guys, and let's have a good semester.